Hi there everyone, good morning and welcome to Market Fatafat right here on ET Now with me Avan Dabash, and we've got lots lined up today on the show. But first let's take a look at the markets. Remember, it was a fairly okay move on Wall Street, and for now we are looking quite tempered in tandem with the global market. 10,600 though on the screen, 83 points up on the Sensex. The broader end of the market is struggling to keep up, that's the mid caps, while the small cap index is outperforming by 0.5%. Indiabulls Housing, Zee Entertainment, Tech Mahindra and TCS are some of the high flyers in today's trading session. Well, let's shift gears, get right back to the equity markets now and find out which are the stocks to keep on your radar. Our team of research analysts are with us, and Mandar Jamsandekar joins in on technicals. Well, let's begin with the first stock from the IT space incidentally, and that is Tech Mahindra. On the brokerage radar, the stock has snapped that two-day fall and has recovered something like 9% from the recent lows. In fact, Morgan Stanley is fairly overweight. They've placed a target price at 880 rupees a share. They maintain a positive outlook for their communication vehicle, and they believe that the margins have tailwinds from the current levels. Most of the analysts are fairly upbeat. You also have the management talking about strong growth going forward. 700 is where it's at. We'll have to see whether or not this recovery sustains. But let's move on then to another mid-cap stock, and that is PFC. Mandar would like your technical assessment here.
Avan, good morning. See, last month the stock has signaled a change of trend, and this happened after a downtrend for the last 1 year. So that's a positive. That change of trend happened at levels of 90-91. So that's a very important support for the stock. On the short-term charts, the stock is moving in a nice uptrend. Immediate support comes in at around 198. Till the time that holds, I believe the stock should be able to move to levels of 120, 125 in the days to come.
Alright, that's the take coming in, down about 2.8%, immediate support at 100 to 98. Meantime, Karunya, let's talk in the telecom space about Bharti Airtel. Yesterday there was a bit of positive news with that perhaps rescue package. What's the latest now?
Today's news is actually not positive at all. The stock, however, has recovered from the massive cuts it was witnessing in the earlier part of the session. But yes, Real Jio is once again posing a threat, and this time it's going to replace Airtel as a connectivity supplier, as a network supplier to the Indian Railways. Now, Railways, do remember, has been using Airtel as its, for over 6 years as its telecom provider, with over almost 2 lakh mobile phone connections. They were paying around 100 crores worth of mobile phone bill as well on a yearly basis, and now this particular contract, which expires on the 31st of December, now goes to Real Jio, and officials are telling us that with this change of network operator, the government and rather the Indian Railways is likely to save at least 35% on their mobile phone bills.
Okay, that's good news, but the stock is holding up by just about 0.5%. Interesting with all of those findings and what Jio is doing, causing a lot of disruption within the telecom space. Time to move on then to stock number 4, and that is Muktamaki. Let's get in a check as to why the stock is down in trade today. Pranay?
Well, Avan, that stock opened down about 7% because the company has received closure directions from Maharashtra Pollution Control Board for its Thane plant, which they will have to abide by within 72 hours. This is for non-compliance with some of the waste and effluent norms in the region, and that is why the stock is down.
Oh yes, indeed, recovered from the low point of the day, but still struggling at 202. Moving on then, and it's Just Dial. Siddharth, again on your radar. Take us through the moves.
Well, yes, yesterday too, I started, with Just Dial, and today too, because it's again adding long positions, Avan, and today it is top FNO gainer in terms of addition of OI. Maximum OI in terms of percentage added in Just Dial among the FNO stocks. And we are seeing that now as we speak, that 515 resistance is getting breached, and there is a breakout which is taking place, and we have seen accumulation of long position, and this breakout is happening after 2 weeks of consolidation, which makes it a durable breakout.
Alright, keep an eye out on Just Dial, which is knocking on the doors of about 522% higher in trade. Moving right on then, Mandar, let's discuss DLF from the real estate pocket. What exactly are the trends that you're observing here? Do you believe that it's an opportunity to dip into the counter at 179?
Yes, Aman, I think so, because the last 2 months have been very nice. It's moved up nicely from levels of 145, 150 to the current levels of 180. Now at these levels 176 is a good kind of support, so a short-term trader can surely get into a long trade in this stock. The stock can move to levels of 200, 210 in the immediate coming 1 to 2 weeks.
Keep an eye out. 176 is the support. Moving right on then, let's understand some management commentary from Jindal SAW, and Pranay is here to throw more light on that. Pranay.
Well, yes, what they're guiding is for about 8 to 10% growth at least this year. That is on the back of very strong order book that they have of over 1 million ton, which in value terms is over $1 billion. Also, they expect that with the capacity expansion that they have in tow right now, they should clearly achieve strong and better margin performance in the second half of the year, with the subsidiaries also contributing more positively at PBT level.
All right, that's a stock to keep on the radar. Very optimistic outlook from the management, and clearly investors are cheering this news. But Karinya, let's also chat a little bit about Havells, because it seems like CLSA sure isn't upbeat.
That's right. CLSA in fact has downgraded the stock, and that's why it's in focus today. The down move is not very significant, but just about 0.8%. Let me just highlight the pointers given out by CLSA. Overcoming liquidity crisis is something that does remain a key challenge for the company and for the sector at large. Recent custom duty hikes imply that the brands will have to take further price hike, which could once again dampen the already dented customer sentiment. Benefit of Lloyd also shifting to domestic suppliers when it comes to sourcing is something that is likely to reflect only from the first quarter of FY20 onwards. So at least in the near term, they see a lot of pain coming by for the company, and hence the downgrade from buy to outperform. Target also slashed from 720 to 710.
And the stock is feeling the heat as we speak. It's down in trade. Moving right on then, there's another brokerage report, and this time it's on NMDC. In fact, you have Macquarie, which is not very unenthusiastic about the stock, or rather they're negative on the stock, as they've downgraded it to neutral from an outperform rating. In fact, they've also cut the FY 2021 EPS estimates by about 9%, by 9 to 5%, and they believe that the key catalyst is going to be more clarity on the Domini Malai lease renewal terms, which, remember, as of now there is absolutely no clarity upon, so that remains a bit of an overhang. So they've got a target price at 110 on NMDC. Moving right on then to IDFC at number 10. We're seeing some high volumes, is it, Siddharth?
Well, after 3 weeks, Avan, and after 3 weeks we are seeing that stock is adding a lot of open interest. After 3 weeks we are seeing a lot of volumes in both the segments, and there was consolidation within a range of 2 rupee, and today we have seen breakout with high volume and price action. So again, a clear-cut example of a price volume breakout, which is IDFC.
Price volume breakout, the stock is holding smart 2% higher. Let's move on then, and Max India is a stock that is seeing anything but smart movements. Mandar, wonder which way you are headed on this stock.
Aman, this stock has been trading in a downtrend, so if I look at the all-time chart, then it's continuously making lower lows. All highs have attracted sellers into this stock. Now there's a support at 65, that's the final support which I'm watching. If this 65 is broken and if the stock closes below 65, then I think the stock will head lower. Therefore, exit from my side in this particular stock.
All right, keep an eye out on Max India, 2% down, and the stock is clearly trading with weakness. Moving right on then, let's chat a little bit about a mid-cap IT counter, and that is Mindtree. Finally seeing some reprieve, Pranay.
Snapped a 2-day decline and has rebounded from those 3-week lows which it made yesterday. In the opening, it was up a good 3% and was the leading gainer from the IT pack. It's still holding on to most of those gains, though having pared just a percentage, and it's seeing very good volumes even right now at the current level.
Mindtree 2% higher at 847. On that note, let's take a quick break right here on the show. Come right back. We have lots more lined up. This is Market Fatafat. Welcome back. This is Market Fatafat, 10,613. Very quiet on the frontline indices, and it's only the small cap end of the market that's flexing its muscles. for a whole host of stocks. So let's get straight to it and chat about stock number 13, and that is ONGC. Let's talk a little bit about what the latest news is. Karunya.
The latest news is a positive one, Avan, and that's why the stock has also been up over 1% since the word go. What essentially has happened is that the production of natural gas has hit an all-time high. They have in fact produced 70 million standard cubic meters per day, as they've doubled up their efforts to raise domestic output in order to curb imports. Of course, this was a directive given by the Prime Minister himself that we need to focus more on the domestic output rather than importing from outside, at least by 10% by 2020, and the company is clearly working towards that, and they're able to achieve an all-time high already.
All right, keep an eye out on that stock. ONGC is in focus at 153. But meantime, let's also talk a little bit about what's going on with the OMCs. Remember, they've been up to their winning ways over the past many days, and crude oil has been the big headline for these stocks. But remember, we've seen quite a rebound now in crude oil prices after the steep slide that we've recently witnessed. In fact, largely on account of the news of the rise in the US inventories, that's completely been shrugged off. You also had news coming in that US President Donald Trump has doubled down on his defense of Saudi Arabia, thanking them for their role in preventing oil prices from spiking. Some of these stocks taking a bit of a breather. IOC, HPCL and BPCL all in focus today. Well, away from the OMCs, it's a banking stock that merits a mention, and that is Canara Bank, Siddharth.
Well, Avan, one of the four basic thumb rule of interpreting data is that if price is going down and open interest is rising, that means it is formation of short position. Now, it's not so easy that to anticipate that Can Bank, which has added 10% in open interest and price is down by 1%, it's not necessary that always thumb rule have to be read in that way. Now look at the volumes, both in cash market and futures market, volumes are very less, and if it's the 10% rise in open interest and if it's short position, then stock should have fallen more. My reading suggests that it's long position because Can Bank is in an uptrend, and 1% move for a Can Bank is not a big move, and it's more of a buy on dips which is happening, and hence the color which I want to give to those positions is green.
Alright, that's the take coming in on Canara Bank. Moving on then, Z Entertainment is a stock that we should be flagging off. What exactly is the undertone of the stock? Do you believe that it has the legs to go up further? How have you read into the recent deal as well that has culminated with Z, or rather the move that the promoters are looking to take?
Avan, the stock after a downtrend of 6 months has created a base, and now it's showing signs of a good kind of an up move. Today the stock trades 2.5% up in the intraday trade, has a resistance at levels of 455. If that's broken, then yes, we would have a confirmation that the uptrend is started. If that happens, the next target is 480.
Okay, that's the latest coming in on Z Entertainment. Immediate resistance at levels of 455. Moving on, we just had an ET Now exclusive with InSwift Labs. Let's take it across to Pranay, who has all the details. Pranay.
Well, yes, the promoters are looking to exit, and they've put the company on the block. So Jefferies is handling the sale process. Let's see how long it takes. But based on that story, you can clearly see the stock is clocked up 5% on the circuit.
That's the latest news. 1800 crore premium EV is expected as the promoters are currently in exit mode. Let's chat a little bit about Glenmark as well, and its positive news, Karunya.
It is, but the stock unfortunately has seen a reversal of the up move seen on back of a fresh US FDA approval for an antimicrobial drug. The drug is called Atovaquone, which is a generic version of Mepron oral suspension, which is a GSK product. But yes, on back of this particular US FDA approval is why the stock was rallying in the earlier part of the session.
All right, not reacting to the good news, but nonetheless, that's Glenmark for you. It has been a fairly positive breather. Vodafone Idea, and that stock should be really feeling the heat. There have been multiple brokerages which have come out with their reports and all look fairly negative. In fact, Jefferies goes on to say that they've reported a weak Q2 this time around. There's a sharp fall in the ARPUs, in the subscribers. capex has been muted and that the competitive pressures are here to stay. They expect that the number 3 player, Vodafone Idea will be the number 3 player by FY20, will continue to lose market share. Bank of America echoing the same thing, underperformed, target 35 rupees. Company will look to maintain their number 1 spot, but this is going to be with lower capex. Post the miss that they've seen in Q2, Bank of America says they've cut the FY19 to 21 EBITDA by 44 to 64%. So across the board, you have fairly negative views coming in from the brokerages, although the management says they are well funded and they're guiding for a strong capex. Let's shift gears then and talk about Jindal Steel. And Siddharth, what are the observations today?
Idea, it was interesting after, stock moving from 200 to 40. Now most of the consensus are coming sell. Anyway, Jindal Steel, we are seeing formation of short positions here. We are seeing that ferrous stocks are under pressure. We were debating in our studio since last couple of trading sessions that how a sharp fall in crude oil price may have a rub-off effect on metal price also correcting. And space which was outperforming is now underperforming. Jindal Steel seeing formation of short positions. We are also seeing that the next support level, which is around 160, is still 8 to 9 bucks from current levels.
168, that's Jindal Steel for you. Moving right on, Mandar, let's understand what the trend is on Gujarat Gas. Where are you placing your targets and stop losses?
Avan, for the last 1 year, the stock has been trading in a downtrend. Now, though for the last 2 months, the stock has managed to find support between levels of 600 and 610. All the upsides are witnessing selling. So today also the stock has opened with a gap up, but then there is selling which is coming in, and that's drifting, that's making the price drift downwards. So the resistance comes in between 640, 660. For a trend change to happen, the stock needs to sustain above 660. Only then we could see a change of trend happening. Till then, weakness will continue. 660,
that's the crucial level for the stock. Moving right on, GMR Infra, Karanya.
Right, it's been focused once again on back of a new development. They've signed a concession agreement with the government of Andhra Pradesh. This is for developing a greenfield commercial port on design, build, finance, operate and transfer basis. This will be located in the East Godavari district within Andhra.
Right, that's the news coming in. But moving on to number 22, and that is Bharti Infratel under pressure, Pranay.
Well, yes, Avan, the reason for that is we've seen lower performance coming in, and brokerages had cut their targets on the stock recently. So when the stock opened today, it fell to about 7-week lows, and the volumes today were also the highest this week. But the stock, as we speak, has recovered from those morning lows.
All right, that's Bharti Infratel certainly seeing attempts to pull back. Meantime, Indian Hotels is on the brokerage radar as Motilal Oswal has a buy with a target at 163, saying that the industry is going to enter an upcycle and that the company has an edge in terms of their operating leverage. The stock up for the third straight day on the trot at 140. And I'm afraid that's all the time we have right here on the show. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for Markets at Noon.